Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Let's talk about it. So, for starters, this is definitely going to be a video that I'm going to be posting up on YouTube. The footage that you guys are watching this is from a video by EpicNameBro. On the YouTube side of things, I will put like the top comment or in the description, I will put a link to the original video. That is a video by EpicNameBro, so I believe that probably before you even see my video, most of you guys will have already seen his video. But I am using his gameplay. He gave me permission to do so. I will also link this on the Twitch chat. If you guys haven't watched this video yet, make sure to bookmark it and watch it later because it is worth it. He goes in depth into a lot of the mechanics. I'm going to be talking about some of those mechanics. Right now we have here the control scheme. I wanted to take a look at it. So we got grappling hook on the left trigger, a guard on the left shoulder bumper, which we're already used to guarding on the left shoulder button. We have left shoulder plus right shoulder does sword arts, which I'm not entirely sure what sword arts are because ENB didn't really, at least I've seen the video a couple of times, and if he mentioned sword arts, I glossed over it. We do have prosthetic tools on the right trigger, which is interesting because basically you're only going to have one attack button, but you're still going to have multiple types of attacks. We're going to be talking about that. Then we got naturally movement on the left hand stick. We also have crouching on the left hand stick, which is important because there are stealth segments in the game. We have your Y to cycle through prosthetic tools because you have multiple prosthetic tools which do several different things. We have action as well as holding that button in order to collect items. We got a step as well as sprint. This is your dodge button, essentially, this step right here. And then there's a jump. There's actually a jump button, which is it's pretty new for a Soul. It's not really a Souls game anymore. It's such a big departure from Souls. I know that we're still going to be judging it as a Souls-like, so to speak, but ultimately it's such a big departure that doesn't really count as a Souls game anymore. I don't know, but either way, it is something that we're not used to, having a jumping button. Then we got R for controlling camera and pressing on R for locking on. You can use items, cycle through items, and eavesdrop. Now, the eavesdrop thing is something I'm very curious about. Unfortunately, ENB doesn't really go over eavesdrop all that much. Nerdy Farmer, what is up? So, let's go. Let's take a look at this. So, this is the loading screen right here. Ashina Castle Grounds. Look at how much you can see from where you are. Now, just imagine navigating this level, right? Imagine navigating this in typical Souls fashion. You can see that there's a couple of paths here on the bottom, and you'd be going through here, then up here, right? If you're just thinking in typical Souls fashion, that's kind of how you would navigate through the level. Now, the very first thing that ENB does. Whee! So cool! That is so cool! Look at that! Again! Whee! And again! Dude! It's... I love it. I fucking love it. I love it. Now, a very quick look at some of the UI elements that we have here while we're on this pause. Also notice something interesting. Grab ledge.
If only I could be so.
And by the way,
incandescent.
Nick Frampton 1, thank you very much for being grossly incandescent for 2 months in a row. Tip of the hat to you, sir. Appreciate the support. Continuing onwards, notice something very important right here. Grab ledge. So you could actually propel yourself over to that rooftop and then grab that ledge. G Hermit, thank you very much for becoming grossly incandescent for 2 months. Tip of the hat to you, sir. Appreciate the support. As I was saying, you can also hang off of that ledge after you jump there. Let me see how loud this is. Can you guys hear this appropriately? Wait, I gotta cut the music. Yeah, let's cut the music so that we can actually... Okay, the volume's a little bit on the low side. Let's boost it up. So you could hang off of that ledge. Now you got Plunging Deathblow. Take down unaware enemies by pouncing on them from above. Lock on, jump above the enemy, Plunging Deathblow when the red marker appears. Talk about a lot of stuff you never thought you'd do in a Souls game. It's because it's not a Souls game. And let me tell you guys something. This is why I'm so excited about Sekiro. You always have those people talking about, oh, no, let's get Dark Souls 4. Let's get Bloodborne 2. And it's like, no, let's get the next thing. That's what I always say. I don't want Dark Souls 4. I don't want Bloodborne 2. I want the next thing. I want to see what Miyazaki comes up with next. And that's what this is. Completely new mechanics that we've never really seen before. That was just a regular jump. You just straight up jumped up into that thing. You can see NB just like playing around, jumping here. This thing right here, super important. He's gonna pick it up. Yeah, White Spirit Emblem, a white paper doll required for using prosthetic tools. White Spirit Emblems harbor the souls of the dead. Only a shinobi could find use for such a thing. Now, what these do is, if you notice on the bottom right-hand side, you have a marker right here that says 15. I'm not sure if you guys can see that on stream because the video is very pixelated. But this right here says 15. This works kind of like your blood bullets in Bloodborne. Okay, so it is a limited resource, and this is what allows you to use your tool, which, by the way, your tool is represented right here. This is your current prosthetic tool. Right now,
I could be so grossly incandescent.
Nerdy Farmer, thank you very much for being grossly incandescent for 3 months in a row. Tip of the hat to you, sir. Appreciate support. Right now, we have selected the Shuriken, and you guys will see what this can do in a couple of minutes here. And then we also have the Healing Gourd, which is our item, not our prosthetic tool. This is pretty much your Estus Flask, and this will get replenished whenever you rest at the equivalent of a bonfire, which there is footage of that. You guys can see this little marker here. This is indicating that there is a grapple point nearby, and if you get close enough, the marker will turn green, and it allows you to go into that grappling point. What this means is you can't grapple everywhere. You can only grapple on grapple points, but you're able to do so even in the middle of combat. You can basically grapple whenever you want, at least from what I can see from this footage. There's another grappling point right there. This is so that you can, and also notice, once again, the option to grab ledge. So you could actually stealth into that ledge grab right there so that you could be a little bit more sneaky. And then I'm assuming that you would be able to perform some kind of like a plunging take, not plunging, but you guys get the idea, from a death from below type of situation, and then pull them down. I would assume that that would be an option. But ENB is just staying out of line of sight of the enemy, and he's going to go in for a stealth takedown. Now you'll notice that, see how it's beginning to flash red? That means that you can now perform a stealth takedown. And there it is. And beautiful animations, by the way. Looks really good. Now notice, once again, the grapple point green. You can grapple any point you want, which looks like he's going to. Right there, onto the top of that thing. And from here, he could do the thing that they showed us earlier, which is to lock onto that dude and then jump and then press R1 to kill him. I think you can actually, I think he's actually going to do it now. Yep, there it is. There's the lock on. There's this instantly into stealth kill option. He's in the air. He's going to press the right button now, and boom. Into stealth kill, and then there, oh, I want to see this sword combat thing. Give me a second here. Sword combat. Use sword combat to deal posture damage. Use a mixture of attack and defense to weaken the enemy, break their posture, and create opportunities to finish them. RB attack. LB deflect in time with opponent's attack. RB Shinobi Deathblow. Once opponent's posture is broken. So basically, if you're attacking and you perform an attack, it works kind of like when you parry. So it's like if you get a parry, you can then go up to the thing you parried and you press the R1 button or the RB button. You'll be able to perform like a riposte. Except here, you're doing like a death blow, a shinobi death blow, whatever that happens to be. Now, very important. Oh, man. This animation's so cool. We got to see that animation again. That was so cool. Let's see that again. Let's see that again.
If only I could be so grossly...
God damn, that is so good. QHTP, thank you very much for becoming grossly incandescent. Tip of the hat to you, sir. Appreciate support. To everyone watching on YouTube, I'm sorry. This was recorded on Twitch, and I make it a point to thank everyone that supports me on there. Anyways, continuing onwards. So your blocking is going to work almost like a parry. So you're able to block. You don't have to parry every single time, so to speak. But if you block in time with the enemies, so right as they're about to hit you, you will actually deal posture damage onto your foe. So if you're constantly blocking and they're attacking you, you're not really doing much. But if you block at certain times when it's more appropriate, you will deal posture damage. Once you fill up that posture damage, it's almost like the stun meter. I've seen the stun meter in a couple of games. I want to say that one of the games that had that was like the Surge. And after you got them stunned, you would then be able to exploit that and like chop a limb off or something. But I don't remember. It's been so long since I played the Surge. But I know that I've seen the stun meter on several games recently. And this is another use of that. It's a posture thing. So it's kind of a bit of a back and forth of blows that you're going to be doing with the enemies. And every time that you are able to deal enough posture damage, you'll be able to perform your special death blow attack. And in the case of this Samurai General, you can see that he's got 2 diamonds in here. This is the amount of death blows that you have to do in order to actually kill him. So if you go through his entire health, I'm assuming you'll have to go through it 2 more times, or at least once more, in order to actually kill him. Okay, so this is like a representation of how tough this enemy is. Okay, very important thing that happened right there. I'm going to back it up, and I know that some of you guys just want to see the thing. If you want to see this uncut, you should check out ENB's video, okay? I'm going to be doing heavy analysis on this. But anyway, what he did right here is he used his tool with the shuriken, and what you have is whenever you use your prosthetic tool, if immediately after that you perform an attack, you're going to get different things happen. Now, in the case of the shuriken, if you fire a shuriken, you hit an enemy, and immediately after you attack, your character is going to charge forward and slash at your enemy, which is what you're going to see happen right here. Now, with different prosthetic tools, you're going to have different kind of attacks that are going to happen. Break, roll, evade. I want to see what that is. An evasive technique that can be used to quickly recover if your posture is broken when knocked down or thrown off balance. A or B, break, roll, evade. So this is if they break your posture. So I'm assuming that one hit that the general did right there immediately broke off his posture. I find it interesting that you can dodge with any of the 2 buttons, because A is for jumping and B is for the actual evading. So I think most people are just going to default to B, but it's interesting that you can also do it with A. Anyway, notice that there's now another enemy. He spammed them. He instantly. We now have a chance to look at the gauge, which is what I want to call your attention to. Like, look. Wait. Oh shoot, that was too much. That was also too much. There's the shuriken attack. New enemy shows up, right? He's going to begin attacking on this new enemy. Also notice that this is his posture gauge. If this fills up all the way, his posture is going to get broken, and he's going to get staggered, stunned. The enemies are going to be able to perform like critical hits on him or something. It's bad. You don't want to get your posture broken. Now notice, this is the posture for this particular enemy. The second he hit him, he caused some posture damage. He's going to spam attack on here. Another posture damage. He is now in the red zone, and I'm assuming he's going to be able to just finish him off. Yep, there it is. The finishing move. God, it's so beautiful. Look at this. I paused it at the right time. You see the ninja just like right to his to the left side, almost whispering in his ear, "Warida." There he does the charge attack again. He's trying to get that. He's trying to get the posture gauge on the enemy, but the enemy is recovering posture. Whenever you are not attacking, it seems like the enemies are going to be recovering posture. So it is going to be very important for you to stay on the offensive. Notice how there's grapple points popping up even while he's fighting. You saw that grapple point pop up just now? Give me just a second here. Let me rewind. Right there. Which means you can use the grapple points even if you are in combat. So you can dodge away, grapple up, and who knows, there's some other kind of plunging attack that's not going to be a stealth kill, but still is going to be a plunging attack. Either way, we've maxed out the... it's not stagger, I forgot the name of the posture gauge on the enemy. I'm assuming we get to do like a special hit now. Yep, there it is. And that takes out one of the little diamonds up here, which you guys can see. That's death blow number 1. So So now the Samurai General has another health gauge. He's healing using the healing gourds. He's actually used a couple. I think he spammed a little bit too much. Notice that every time he uses his prosthetic tool, he's going to be consuming the white symbols thing. Because again, they work like the blood bullets in Bloodborne. There's the block. Does he actually get posture damage with the block? I wanted to see if he gets that particular mechanic done. God, I love the back and forth of the combat. It feels so good. I mean, I don't know if it feels good, but it looks good, you know? Broken Gauge is going to have to do that breakaway roll, right? Ooh, he rolled towards him. That is brave. You can cycle through various items for use and use each according to the situation. For instance, if you have taken damage, you can now recover health by using the healing gourd. Use item is on D-pad up. Not sure how I feel about that. Because D-pad up, we used to use that in order to change spells. Whereas now you're changing your prosthetic tool with Y and then using D-pad up to use the item. It's very different from what we're used to. Probably going to take a bit to get used to that particular mechanic. He's out of healing gourds. The block, that did posture damage. That had to do it. I want to see that block. Like, watch the posture on the enemy. Do you see the posture go up? That's because if you block at the exact appropriate time, you're going to get posture damage on your enemies, which will enable you to do those death blows, which is really cool. So you can go like more offensive if you want to, but you can also be really defensive. And if you really focus on defending, the fight is still progressing, which is something that ENB himself mentions in the video. Ooh, another guard break. Jesus Christ. There's the break. What he da. That was cool. Another White Spirit Emblem. You got 9 White Spirit Emblems for killing that guy. So it's like, even though this is a limited resource, it seems like they are giving you plenty of it. So in a way, I'm okay with it. So it's just like, I don't want to be in a situation where I'm just like, oh man, I can't really use my prosthetic tool right now because I'm super low on resources. You know, I want to be able to use these prosthetic tools freely, you know? Nerdy Farmer, I want to like this game, but if I'm forced to use a set weapon like the katana, not sure I will get it. I can't stand having no options. Dude, your options, in my opinion, are going to be coming from the prosthetic tools. Like, trust me, I think you're going to have plenty of options. I don't know if it's only going to be katana or not, but I think it's mainly going to be katana, at least at the start. But yeah, we don't know about other weapons. We know about other prosthetic tools, though. Hidden weapons loaded inside the Shinobi prosthetic. There are a variety of prosthetic tools available, each effective in different situations. Right trigger use prosthetic tools, Y cycle prosthetic tools. Now here you get to see another one of the stealth elements right here as he hugs onto the wall. Apparently you can do this on any wall in order to stealth and sneak through the levels. Now this enemy, according to what ENB says, she alerts the enemies in the area, so that's why he killed her like that, in order to prevent for an alert. And that right there is the equivalent of a bonfire. Notice he's got no healing gourds. He's going to rest there, the sculpture's idol. Sculpture's idol found, and boom, he now has 5 healing gourds, and it's also reestablished his revives, which, by the way, these things right here are revives. If you die, you'll be able to resurrect. Now, ENB actually doesn't show that in his footage. VatiVidya does, though. You guys can watch VatiVidya's video on this as well. And basically, if you die, you can use one of those things. You can come back to life. Then if you die again, because he's got 2 of them, you'll be able to come back to life again. And after that, if you fight enough enemies, you'll be able to regain this one so that you can revive one more time, at least. They're really working on balancing this particular aspect of the game at this point, so we don't know what it's going to be looking like at the final version. But basically, if you die and you have these, you can come back to life right where you died. As a matter of fact, you can Wait for the enemies to move away, come back to life, and stealth kill them. Shadows die twice. This right here is a stealth section, so he can crouch here. I think he's going to go into a stealth. Yep, right here. You can see the darkening of the screen indicating that he is stealth. Another sneak kill. I love these animations, but I do hope they give you a couple of different ones. Like, that'd be cool. I don't want to be seeing the same killing animation every single time, you know? Not sure why he... Oh, yeah, he was trying to cycle through the thing. He's going to go for the flame vent now. Now, this is really cool, because you guys will get to see what happens on the second flame vent thing. It's another kill. Notice that the boss's health gauge is right there, even though he's still killing these enemies. Breaking him down. Posture broken. Stab him in the neck. And again, in the middle of this mini boss fight, because I don't think this is a proper boss. I think this is just like a mini boss. You can actually, boom, hop up there, kill this dude. He got grabbed. Ooh. I love this throwing thing. You can cycle through various items. I love how the game's reminding him, by the way, you know you can heal, right? See, this is the other thing that you can do. Now, you guys remember what I told you earlier, that when you use the shuriken, if you tap attack immediately after the shuriken, you get a special attack where your character charges forward with the sword. If you do that after the flame, you get to enchant your flame. Like, look, he's going to go with the flame through his arm like so. Whoosh. Go with the sword through the flame in his arm. Whoosh. Charge it up with fire. Now the flame's going to... The katana's dealing fire damage, I'm assuming, for a little bit, which is pretty damn cool. And this is another cool mechanic. This is them using the grappling hook in offensive ways. Like, look at how there's that grappling indicator right there. Beautiful. I love it. Amazing. This is exactly what I want out of Miyazaki. That is so cool. And the finisher. And that's pretty much all the footage that he was allowed to show. So, first and foremost, naturally, I want to thank ENB for allowing me to use this footage in order to do this commentary right here. This is amazing. Like, I'm even more hyped. I was already hyped for Sekiro because I wanted to see what came next out of the mind of Miyazaki. Like, what was the next project that he was going to put his blood, sweat, and tears into. And, you know, this is it. And it looks friggin' amazing. And it is exactly one of the things that I wanted, which is it is extremely different from all the mechanics that we've seen in Dark Souls and in Bloodborne. You know, there's still a lot of familiar stuff here. But at the same time, there's so much new stuff that I'm just like, I'm sold. I'm sold. I'm in. I'm in, baby. I love it. It's amazing. It's awesome. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? In chat, tell me. Any of you, if you're watching on YouTube, let me know in the comment section below what you think about this.